Welcome in. Welcome in to welcome in to
Let's go.
Jesus.
You gonna host the show tonight or what, man?
Welcome in to We Talk Ball, a college football show. You can find us at CFB underscore SCN on YouTube. You can find us on Twitter at CFB underscore SCN. We've got so much to talk about. Hugh Freeze being fired, recapping the games around the scoreboard, guess the spread. And my co-host, he got me. He got me on that. For people watching on TikTok, he held a big old sign that said it was a catch. We will get to that, I'm sure. I'm clipping that. That is going to do wonders on TikTok.
Oh,
that's going to do wonders. A good weekend though,
dude. It once again, we talked off air a little bit. We try not to say any weekend's not a good weekend, and I don't know. This one didn't look great on paper, but it delivered.
That night slate, I my head was spinning.
Man, I've been fussing all year, saying that the night slate's been the weakest. It's been the 12 o'clock and the 3:30 slot, but not this week. They put everything at night. Plus, I was trying to keep up with the World Series.
Yeah, I was too. Yeah, I mean, I was pretty glued in on that too. And but the nightcap was just, I felt like my head was just spinning trying to keep up with everything, and it was just like, holy crap.
You should have been me trying to balance YouTube TV and Hulu and everything since I had to.
What a perfect segue. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. I literally had to buy Hulu yesterday just so I could watch the games. Shout out to my wife who literally before she got out of bed texted me and said, "Hey, I just bought Hulu for the day or for the month so that we could watch football till we figure out what YouTube TV is going to do."
We love Caitlin on this show. Yeah, man. Before we get into the Hugh Freeze thing and all the games, man, I went to church this morning, so I'm not going to be. What I really want to do is to put up two fingers for certain entities. But how about a big screw you to ESPN and a big screw you to YouTube TV, man?
Yeah.
What a bunch of crap that the people had to deal with, and in a year where it's 2025 and where supposedly streaming and this was supposed to be easy for us, like this was supposed to make everything better, and I felt bad for getting on Twitter all day and the freaking people that were just having a hard time. I mean, people were going to the ESPN app and couldn't. Wouldn't authenticate or this and that. I mean, it was just a total mess, and they don't care. They don't care. They don't care that I'm saying this. They don't care what Austin says. Caitlin in the comments, selfish millionaires. They don't care. They don't care. They're just there to fatten up their pockets and go on their yacht. And us working people are here to deal with the problem of it. And super unfortunate, but yeah, just a big screw you to you guys. Just big for y'all.
Well, yeah, I don't know who's to blame, to be honest with you. I know
I don't even care.
My problem was I told my wife, I said, I know who I pay my money to, and that's who I have to hold accountable. Yeah. So that's where I place the blame at.
Yeah, I mean, I don't fault you there either. It's just sickening, but whatever. Anyway, all right, Hugh Freeze, kind of expected, fired. Thank you, Auburn, for doing it before the show, and not after the show, because I think that one was gonna do. I was gonna do an emergency show if it happened after, and I was really praying in church today. Please don't. Please don't do it after the show because I'm gonna be ready to go to bed after the show.
I think it was done last night, pretty much. They might have just had the formalities today.
Yeah, and you've seen the tweets, national reporters were dropping the hints and they were out there. So I was just like, all right, well, just come on and announce it.
I mean,
His time's done. Like we said, we kind of all expected this. I didn't expect him to lose to Kentucky. We're not going to talk about that game tonight. I didn't watch, but I watched the ending of it.
yeah.
But we're not going to talk about that game. But I thought they were going to win. I thought his life was going to get extended a little bit more. And then, of course, last night in the press conference, he said he's just being Hugh Freeze, typical Hugh Freeze. Puts his foot in his mouth a lot. And I don't know the quote for sure, but it was something to the effect of, I wish people had more patience. And it's like, dude, you've had plenty of time. And that roster is really good. We'll get to another team I think has a good roster, but that roster is really good. It's just bad quarterback play, bad offensive play calling. It was time. What'd you think of the Fire?
I thought it was time. When he made the choice to swap quarterbacks,
Yeah,
I thought maybe he knew something we didn't from a sense of job security. Because that was brave. I'm not saying it was the wrong call. I mean, it didn't work out in your favor because you put up 3 points against Kentucky and got fired the next day. But I will say that yes, it was time. Everybody knew it was time, but somewhere deep down inside of me, I was like, maybe he knew, maybe he talked to somebody before he made this decision to swap quarterbacks. But no, it was, I guess, made on his own call, and it was the wrong one.
I'm really surprised they didn't play any of Deuce Knight. Like I've been. And I don't know. I don't know why they haven't. I figured he would do the Billy Napier thing, which kind of what saved Billy's job last year was playing Lagway, and Lagway showed all that promise, and that kind of kept him in his job. And Deuce Knight came in with kind of similar hype that DJ Lagway came in, and I don't think unless I've missed it, I don't think I've seen him take a single snap yet, which is rather surprising to me.
Yeah.
But that's a talented roster. Who do you? Or go ahead. Then I'll ask you.
No. You're good.
Who do you think? Think they should go after?
I don't know, man.
What's Austin Stone's hot board list?
I mean, I think if anybody, you think they go after a big name?
No, I think I don't know, but I think if I think it's John Summerall, and I think that's where they're going. I think that one's going to get wrapped up real quick.
That was the first thing that popped in my head.
A lot of connections.
Yeah. I don't know. That's the first thing that popped in my head. But then I also think about that would be a perfect place for. I don't think James Franklin's going to get a big time job offer.
His name's been mentioned.
That when I say big name, I mean I called James Franklin a big name. I mean, he did a good job at Penn State. He just couldn't get him over the hump. But
he'd bring the consistency that Auburn needs.
Yeah, so I could see that, but I'm with you. I think that would probably be my top two. Right now.
I put on Twitter, if it was me personally, it would be John Summerall, Kenny Dillingham, and UCF's coach Alex Golish, I think is his name.
Yeah,
be my three. I mean, I just look at what Golish come from the Heupel tree, and I think look at what Heupel's done at Tennessee. The consistency, and we'll get into that some more in our recaps, but the consistency he's brought Tennessee, that's probably what Auburn at this point is dying for is just for some consistency.
Yeah.
I can't remember the number. We used to bring it up all the time. They haven't had back-to-back 10-win seasons. It's in the 80s, I believe it was. So, they need somebody to bring them consistency. And I think, Golish could do that. I think Kenny could do that. And I think, John Summerall could. I think Franklin could possibly do that too. But yeah, crazy. It's what is that? 4 SEC coaches now: Arkansas, Tim Pittman, Hugh Freeze, Billy, and Brian Kelly.
Yeah. Is that it?
Yeah, and none of them.
No, you think that's going to be it?
Mark Stoops possibly. I think they're going to do it. Just the rumblings that's been reported. I don't think the Auburn saved them. I wouldn't think so. Oh, the Auburn win. I don't think that would save them, but who knows?
Look, I think we put too much emphasis on. Look, if you're in a position to where one game makes or breaks your employment, you were past that point anyhow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm with you. Athletes Forum Podcast. Appreciate you, brother. You're always here every week. We love you, man. As a Florida fan tonight, I don't know how to feel. Good evening, fellas. Good evening, brother. We're gonna get into that game. We'll get into that game. And we'll definitely talk through it, brother. If you missed it, athlete, go watch the beginning of the show when we're done. I think you'll like what Austin did. All right. Well, let's recap some games. Texas 34, Vandy 31. If you didn't watch that game, I would say don't be fooled by that score.
Yeah.
Because Texas beat them down, man. Austin, I thought maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it's living in the moment. So I'll be really curious to what your thoughts is. I thought for the first time all year, Texas offense looked competent and worthy of a playoff. Like maybe my running joke of please let's eliminate Texas possibly could be coming to an end. I don't know. I think Sark finally figured out, what works for Arch Manning. I think Arch Manning has figured out some things. If you go look at his numbers, the last couple of games against Oklahoma and now against Vandy, two top 10 teams at the time. I thought that. I mean, I don't know, man. They look competent.
They did. I honestly was sitting there watching that game, and I just kind of felt depressed in the first half because I finally was on the Vandy train, man. But yeah, I don't know. I'm with you. Texas looked real until the last 5 minutes of the game, but
they almost blew it.
They did. But yeah, I'm with you. They moved the ball well. Manning looked like what we've been wanting to see.
Yeah.
I will say I think Sark went back to a little bit of what Sark does, a lot of dink and dunks, and it opened up a little bit down the field. So
I mean, his wide receivers 200. I'm glad you said that. Wide receivers 250 yards after the catch, 196 passing yards behind the line of scrimmage. Yeah, it's kind of back to what he's usually doing, dink and dunk, and then boom, deep shot. I mean, you're exactly right, Austin. The numbers bear that out. Before we go to the Vandy side of things, Athletes Forum Podcast. What do we think about Texas? Can they run the table and possibly upset Gig'em? I mean, I hate to overreact over one game, but I don't know. I mean, if they play like that, I'll tell you, speaking as a Georgia fan, not a college football content guy, I'm a little bit more nervous about that game. But also, if you look at Georgia's schedule, I'm nervous every game with the way we play. But I wasn't as nervous versus Texas. I made a joke on Twitter a couple of weeks back. I said, I'm really looking forward to playing Texas because we're about to make Texas's offense is going to make our Georgia defense feel like 2021 again. And it's going to be a hell of a celebration because I want to see that again. But I don't know now. I don't know. I don't feel as confident as I did.
I mean, if Texas runs the tables, they deserve their shot at whatever's in front of them. Because, I mean, they still, like you said, have to go to Athens to play Georgia and finish the season up with A&M.
Yeah. I mean, they'll have a good resume if they beat Georgia A&M, and then you have the Oklahoma win, depending on what they do. They'd have a decent resume. I mean, they'd have some dinks losing to Florida. But we'll get to Florida later because I want to rant about that a little bit. Austin, talk about the Vandy side of things.
Yeah. Vandy, we said that Texas would have to bottle up the run a little bit and force them to pass the ball. And honestly, they did that. And, I mean, Pavi had 365 yards passing. If you'd have told me that before the game, I'd have told you they blew Texas out. You know, I mean, he only had 43 yards on the ground. So, I mean, they definitely forced them out of their comfort zone, but, they still put up the numbers, but it just didn't flow like we've been watching Vandy flow the last couple of weeks. So,
yeah. And dude, I got so annoyed at all the slow developing plays.
Yeah.
They kept doing. Like, I didn't understand that. Like, and I think anybody that watches the show knows I've been big on Vandy. I love their offensive coordinator, love their offensive staff, but they just kept doing slow, really, really slow developing plays. And that defensive line just ate Vandy up. And I didn't get it, man. I didn't get that at all.
Yeah, I've always wondered that. Like, look, I mean, Vanderbilt's a great team, and they put themselves in some different conversations we're not used to putting Vandy in. But a lot of times when a lesser opponent plays a top-notch opponent, like, I feel like the biggest separation is always the offensive and that comment made me laugh. I feel like it's the biggest difference is always in the trenches. And like, why do you try to, you've got to run plays that take that out of it. And that was the case in this game. And it was like they thought their offensive line could dominate Texas's D-line, and it did not.
Nope. But yeah, kudos to both teams are still in it. Vandy, I don't know. We'll see. But
yeah, if Vandy wins out, is their resume good enough?
I don't know. I did put in the description. I shouldn't have said that, honestly. I don't know if you've seen our new description. I said if you want to talk just ball and no playoff discussion until playoffs, join us. So I shouldn't have said that, but I don't know, because I haven't really thought about it, because I don't think about the playoffs. But anyway, SMU 26, Miami 20, went to overtime. I'll get to Mario in a bit, because I'm gonna have a lot to say about that.
There ain't nothing to talk about. It's all Mario.
Yeah,
this is his 6th loss since he's been there when favored by double-digit points.
It's ridiculous, ain't it? It's ridiculous, man.
I just don't understand it. Like, you can. I can't even talk about this game, because you obviously know how I've talked about Miami, because I really felt like they had a shot to make a run, and here we are talking the exact same thing that we've talked for the last 3 or 4 seasons.
Yeah, we talked about that preseason too. I did, at least, and
you did,
and yeah, I mean, it was just typical Mario being Mario, And I'll say this: I wrote this down. I want to make it clear. I think James Franklin deserved to be fired. I think this may be a hot take, considering what most people's opinions will be, but I want to get ahead of it. I wouldn't blame Miami if they fired Mario. We talk about James Franklin doing less with more. That's Mario. Mario does way less with way more. He's had the 14th ranked class, the 4th ranked class, the 7th ranked class, the 16th ranked class. 2 top 10 classes. James Franklin, 15, 14, 6. Only 1 top 10 class. And I think James Franklin should have been fired. I think Mario should too, because it's just the same crap, different year. And it ain't just a Miami thing. He did this at Oregon. He's had Justin Herbert. He's had Cam Ward. He's had Carson Beck. And I'll get to Carson Beck in a minute, because he deserves some crap too. And for all the people that gave UGA fans a lot of crap. Yeah. You're lucky I went to church this morning.
Yeah, I've seen the videos.
Yeah, it's embarrassing, man. It's so embarrassing, and this team is loaded. This team is loaded, with just great talent. But yeah, it's just Mario being Mario, and Carson Beck being the piss poor leader that he always is. And some people may, you're being too hard. No, they're paid professionals now. Screw that. You're a piss poor leader. Your body language was piss poor. Your comments after the game's piss poor. And that's why not a single Georgia fan shed a freaking tear when you left. But hey, Miami made you fall in love with football again. Whatever, buddy. Good luck.
We'll see how quick he falls out of love again now that he's not in contention.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he'll whine and complain and do his normal crap. Like I said, there's a reason Georgia fans didn't shed a tear, and we were called homers, and we were called crybabies, and we were called we were called every name under the sun, sour grapes, but whatever. You were right, you were wrong. I don't know, suck it.
I know. I know you watch a lot of podcasts and read a lot of preseason magazines and things like that. Out of all of them that you watched, did anybody have Virginia at the top of the ACC after 10 weeks?
No, not a single one. There's going to be a lot of, not a single one.
I keep waiting on their meltdown. I mean, in our pick'ems that we do, with our family, I picked Cal to win that game outright this week because I was like, this is a perfect week. Virginia's going to show up, and we're going to, I'm going to go ahead and use your word. They're going to be proven as a fraud. But no, they came out, played well again.
We got Caitlin in the comments arguing with dog fans on Georgia Tech versus Georgia. It's awesome. I'm watching it while you're talking. God, I love her. Anyway, yeah. Before we move on, I know we kind of focused on Miami there. I want to say this real quick. Kudos to Rhett Lashley. Kudos to SMU. Great win with your season, kind of. As far as playoff pictures over with. Kevin Jennings, stud. Thought the wide receiver that Jordan Hudson, not North Carolina, Jordan Hudson, played phenomenal. It was a good win for SMU. But all right, let's get to the game. UGA 24, Florida 20. Look, can I be a homer for a minute? Am I allowed to?
Go for it.
I love watching the Dogs beat Florida. God, I love it. I love it. I enjoy every minute of it. It brings out the absolute worst in me. I have to go to church after this game, win or lose, because it just brings the worst out of me. I ain't gonna lie. And I have a lot of friends that are Gator fans, and they're amazing people. Unfortunately, because I don't want to like them, but they're great people. But yeah, I just wanted to say it's always great to be the Gators. But yeah, let's get into the game though. Austin, was it a catch?
All right. Was it a catch? So here's what I will say, and I've told this to every single person. Was it a catch? Yes, I think it was. Mm-hmm. However, do I think there was enough video evidence to overturn the call on the field? No, I do not.
It's kind of where I'm at. I thought it was a catch too.
Yeah, it could have gone either way. I mean, you just cannot tell if the nose of the football hit the dirt or not. But I was raised by Nick Saban, and we learned to say that a ball game shouldn't come down to one play. So is what it is.
Yeah, that was my feelings. I got asked on it on TikTok. And Caitlin brought up a good point. If it was ruled a catch, it would have stood no evidence to overturn either way. And yeah, I'm kind of with you and Caitlin. The thing that annoys me the most, and I admitted to somebody on Twitter that I shouldn't have, because I'll troll. I think we all know that. I'll get on there and troll and mess with people that claim it was a catch, and I'll say nope, it wasn't. Just being a troll. But I told somebody on TikTok earlier, I thought it was a catch. Matter of fact, I texted you.
You text me. That was
yeah.
We won't say exactly what it said, but that was a explicit catch.
Yeah, I thought it was a catch. I really did. And when they showed the replays again, I was like, man, it looks like a catch to me. I think what annoys me the most is, and it's the same thing that happened in the Auburn game. The Georgia did get some favorable things in the Auburn game, particularly the timeout thing. But the fumble and the catch, I don't think was any, grand conspiracy to cheat teams out and make sure Georgia gets into the playoffs. Look, Georgia's going to probably go to the playoffs. They're going to lose in the playoffs. We'll get to that in a minute. Yeah, man, I don't know. I just get annoyed with the whole on both sides too. Georgia fans too. They've annoyed me too. The whole it was definitely a catch, and it was definitely not a catch. Like,
Yeah.
man, it was really close. I'm repeating myself from a couple of weeks ago, but I thought it was a catch, but I don't know. It was hard to overturn that.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. You couldn't overturn it either way. And anybody who says, like you just said, just not to repeat it, but if you say it was definitely yay or nay, you're just being a homer.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a homer, or you just have an agenda, or you hate the SEC, or you. And I mean, look, Georgia is getting away with this year in terms of close games. Austin mocked me
Yeah,
as
I
did
did.
pre-show. And it's all good in love. It's my best friend here, so he's messing with me. But like I said, Georgia's hard to kill. But I do think because how they played with their food, it's going to prevent them to win a national championship. I really believe that. I think you go up against somebody like Ohio State, if you go down 14, 17, nothing, I think Ohio State's going to be able to kill you from there.
Yeah.
I don't think Georgia's going to be able to keep getting away with this. So all you Georgia haters, don't worry. I think you're going to get your day, and it's going to be in the playoffs. The only difference is, you'll be doing it, watching other teams because your team won't be in there. So
I will say this: the only thing that gives me hope for Georgia is, look, we've been talking about this all season about how they struggled in the first half. They kind of dig a hole, and then fight out of it. The one offense I didn't think you would be able to dig a hole out of was Ole Miss, and they did it. That was that game right there was very eye-opening for me, just in the way they were able to take over that game and kind of put it away. So that's the one that makes me think it's like, all right, they got behind to a really good offense.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's a really bad defense. If you were to get behind to say in Ohio State, I don't know you can score 17 unanswered on a defense like that.
Yeah. Got Sean in the comments. Georgia Tech's going to beat Georgia. I think Georgia Tech should worry about not losing to barely bowl teams, and the head coach is probably going to get fired. But anyway, I think Georgia on money down. That was the story of the game. Georgia was 7 for 15 on third downs, 8 yards per play. Florida was 2 for 11 on third downs. Also, I want to say this too, because it seems like I may be coping. So I want to get a non-Georgia fan's opinion on this. Because I seen it in the comments. I've seen it in the comments from others, and a Georgia Tech fan talking about coping. He's coping right now, talking about how good North Carolina State is. Anyway, look, I think this team's talented, man. I said this on Twitter, and this is where what I want to know your opinion. I think if you take Lane Kiffin, if you take Dan Lannon, if you take Marcus Freeman, if you take, name your top 10 coach, Kurt Cinetti, if you want to, and you put him at Florida right now, do you think this is a playoff team?
Yeah.
I was like, look, I said that on Twitter, and when I typed it, I was like, am I just being, I don't know, man. When you look at 24/7 Sports college team talent ranking, they're ranked 12th. And that's just, how many 4 or 5 stars do you have? They have 4 or 5 stars and 48 4 stars. I don't know, man. The D line's really good. The offensive line's really good. The running back, if he goes into the portal, I'm praying he comes to Georgia. And the wide receivers. I mean, that Dallas, I think it's Wilson. I mean, he cooked us.
Yeah.
Lagway, something's off with Lagway. He's just not playing too well this year. But and I think that's what held Florida back, to be honest with you, was Lagway. Yeah. I think Lagway, he just kept missing easy throws. He had that guy wide open. We talk about was it a catch or not. If you just
should have been a walk-in touchdown.
If you just plant your feet, take your time, you had a wide open touchdown. It's the easiest pass in the world to make. My 12-year-old or 13-year-old could have made that pass, and you just freaking bomb it. So, I don't know. I think this is a really talented team that if you were to take any other coach and put them on there, a top 10 coach, we'd be talking about a playoff team.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. Hell, we had, pretty much everybody had them preseason ranked as a playoff team.
Yeah, I did. I had them in the playoffs.
Simply based on talent.
Yeah, I had them in there. I had them in there for sure. All right, let's go to Oklahoma 33, Vols 22. I mean 27. What the hell? 27. Yeah, man. That I did not expect that. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't expecting. I mean, I'm not shocked.
I'm not shocked by it either. Kudos to Oklahoma for fighting and finding a way to win the ball game. I texted you in the first half of that game, and I said, I think my exact text was, Tennessee is kicking Oklahoma's ass right now, and they're up by 3 points. They better be careful. And that's kind of what happened. I mean, Tennessee they just looked like they were dominating the football game. If you were watching the game without knowing the score, you would have thought Tennessee was up by 3 touchdowns.
I mean, they outgained them 105 yards in total yards.
Yeah.
I mean, really I'm with you. I was watching the game. Like, it really feels like Tennessee's dominating this ball game. Austin, if you would have told us this, that the Oklahoma passing game material was 5.5 yards per pass attempt, and I think he only had like 100 and something passing yards. I mean, the passing game was absolutely just ugly. I mean, I would have told you ball was by 50.
Yeah. I mean, dude, if you go look at, and not to cut you off, but
no, go ahead.
I'm looking at the stat line right now, and I'm just going down everything. Total yards, 456 to 351. First downs, Tennessee 28, Oklahoma 19. Penalties, Tennessee 25 yards, Oklahoma 104 yards in penalties. Third downs, Tennessee is 7 for 13, Oklahoma 4 for 10. Time of possession, almost dead even. How the hell did Oklahoma win this ball game?
You know what's crazy? You know how they won it? The run game. How about that? The run game, 199 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns, 6 yards per carry. I mean, I knew the Vols' rush defense wasn't good, but I mean, look, the Vols, Oklahoma couldn't run the ball against really bad run defenses all year. So I don't think that really holds much weight. I think it was the run game and the turnovers by Joey Aguilar. The old Joey showed up. The UCLA/App State Joey showed up, and he had some bad turnovers, man. I want to rant on something real quick. Not a traditional rant, not one that you enjoy, but I have a sicko thing I love to do. So after Caitlin said those shorts helped them win. Yeah, I mean, hey,
whatever it takes.
I
bet the Falcons try to draft him this year.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh God, yeah. Oh Lord.
See that?
No, I didn't see it, but I saw the score.
We fought all the way back and scored with 2 minutes to go to tie it up, and we missed the extra point.
I did not know that.
Yep, that's how they lost.
I should have paid attention to the NFL today. Apparently,
it was a fun day.
It apparently was. I am currently watching the Bills and Chiefs. But anyway,
on your rant.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I have a sick thing I like to do. I like to go listen to post-game shows of teams that lost, particularly the call-in shows. They're highly entertaining, and particularly for your rivals in particular. So I knew this morning when I woke up and I went to church, I was thinking about it. I was like, while I'm prepping for the show, I'm absolutely listening to Vols post-game show, and it's always like 3 hours long, and it's pure gold. And sadly, it hasn't happened much this year. Last year, Bama's post games were always, entertaining as hell.
Yeah.
But Tennessee's been one of the more entertaining ones. And man, they want to fire the dude. I don't know, man. Look, we've said on the show, and Austin's agreed with me. I've said it. I think Josh Heupel has hit his ceiling there. I don't know though, man. Like, we came into the season thinking this team was going to be really bad. Yep. They may not be great. They're okay. Like, they're okay. They have a chance to finish 9-3, and even if they go 8-4, that's what we thought they were gonna go. Vol fans, don't lie to me, son. I was on y'all's message boards preseason. I was on Vol Twitter preseason. You all thought 8-4 was gonna happen. And even if you do go 8-4, you almost beat a potential playoff team in UGA. You almost beat Oklahoma, who now potentially could be in the playoffs. Like, come on, man.
Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
Yeah.
They
So,
got to get
like,
Tuscaloosa first.
yeah, you're right. And I don't think they will. But, you Hyper's done a really good job, man. Like, let's not forget the decade of dysfunction. Let's not forget that. And I hate to be that way. Usually I'm quick to jump on the trigger to fire people, but I don't know, man. I think Hyper's done a phenomenal job there. I do think he's hit his ceiling. But you've got a bad A recruit coming in, number one quarterback or number two quarterback in the nation coming in. And I don't know, man. I think that's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, they want him fired. They want him gone.
Man, it's just that's the go-to these days, though. I mean, it's hard to say that because everybody who's been fired this season, I don't feel like has been undeserving.
I don't. I would if Hyper got fired.
I would if Hyper got fired as well. I'm with you. It's so funny that these. And I have to be careful saying this not to piss anybody off, but sometimes teams have to remember who they are and who they're not. And some teams are just 8-4 on a bad year, 9-3 on your best year kind of teams. And you're not really going to, maybe once in a blue moon. I mean, look at Auburn. Look at their history. They're an 8-4, 9-3 kind of team. They won one national championship, and now they fire a coach every couple of years because, but anyhow, I think Tennessee's in that same spot right now. You got really good when in the, late 90s, and you've been chasing that feeling ever since, and it's just not there.
Yeah. I'm not going to play it because your wife, but I had an alarm that I wanted to play on the show. I'm not going to try to duplicate it, but I will say this: fraud alert!
Yeah.
Utah 45, Cincinnati 14. How about my Utah Utes?
Man, you know what? I picked this game simply off of your talk of how Utah was going to beat down Cincinnati, and I said, you know what? Every time Chris does this, he gets showed up. And I said, you know what? I'm going Cincinnati. And, man, Utah looked good. I don't know if I'm with you. I don't know if it was fraud on Cincinnati's part or if Utah. I mean, they're catching their stride right now.
They are. If you look at a lot of the advanced models, and I know people hate them, but I think Bill Conley's S&P Plus had Utah in the top 10, which it's not his rankings. It's a computer ranking. It's meant to be predictive of the future, not, and it seems, based on a lot of power rankings, which again, a power ranking is not a poll. It is a power ranking. Has Utah moving up. Yeah, I mean, it was an old school Utah, man. Control the clock, run the ball down your dang throats. 53 rushes, 267 yards. Cincinnati, man, according to PFF, had 30 missed tackles. That's pretty bad. And and Sorsby, a lot of praise for him over the weeks, including from me. Just didn't have a good game. 11 for 33. That's pretty bad. And 221 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. I kind of went into this thinking Cincinnati was fraudulent. I thought that Vegas line was saying something to us. 7.5, I believe it was. Didn't it creep up?
10.5.
10.5. Yeah, 10.5.
10.5.
Yeah, 10.5. And I think that was Vegas telling us. And Vegas once again is undefeated. And that'd be kind of the short of it for me.
Yeah. No, look, I'm with you. I had jumped off the Utah train, but I'm back on it now. I really hope. Look, I don't. I know you said this at the beginning of the show, and we say this. I try not to base any of my thoughts on what the playoffs look like, right? Mm-hmm. I really hope Utah finds a way to get back to the top, and we get to see a Texas Tech Utah rematch.
I do too. I really do too.
I would love to see that game.
I would too. I really want to. And I'm rooting for it. I'll be honest. I'm rooting
Yeah,
for it.
I mean, I was just looking at it. I'd have to go through all the schedules and everything
Yeah.
to see if it was even had a chance. I mean, Utah should, based on their schedule, they should run the table, but I mean, they still need some people to lose ahead of them.
All right. Well, last game we're going to talk. No, we got two. This one and one more. We're not going to do around the scoreboard tonight. We'll do guess the spread after two more games. I think we're pretty much covering all the good stuff in this one. What do you think, Austin?
We got one more to talk about.
No, I got written down 1, 2. Yeah, this one we're about to talk about and one more.
Okay.
USC 21, Nebraska 17. First off, feel bad for Dylan Raiola. Look, I make my jokes about him. I'm not his biggest fan, but I don't wish any injury on anybody. Unfortunately, out for the season. Sucks for him. Sucks for his family. Sucks for the fans. And sucks for Nebraska. And I hate that. Hate that. And it seemed like, they were up 14-6 when that injury happened. It does seem like the game kind of flipped after that.
It really did.
And man, this is another one of those. If I would have told you this, Austin, Thursday, I said Thursday that it was going to come down to me who was going to have the better passing game. And, Jaden Mayava did not have a good game. He was 9 for 23, 135 yards. If you told me that Thursday when I was sitting here yelling that it was going to come down to who had a better passing game, the whole reason I was going to pick USC was because I felt like the passing game was going to be better than Nebraska. Kudos to Nebraska's secondary, who I thought was kind of a weakness for shutting down that passing game, but it didn't matter. Keen Miller had 18 carries, 129 yards. The running back from Nebraska, 29 carries, 165 yards. We kind of predicted that Thursday, and it happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, kudos to Riley, kudos to USC. Getting a win on a night game at a tough venue, tough place to play, and you had to travel. Kudos to them. And now now we got to talk about USC potentially. I'm not going to say the P word. We don't say it on this show anymore. But they're in it. They're in it. We'll see what happens the rest of the year. What was your takeaways?
No, I mean, I couldn't have said it better. Matter of fact, we texted about this game too, and how bad the passing game looked for USC. And I don't know if that makes me higher on Nebraska's defense or if I don't feel like we really have to talk about USC anymore as a like you just said, going further. Because if they continue to play like that, they won't make it very long. But like you said, kudos to them going in a tough environment. I know this isn't football, but can we talk about how bad Nebraska's black jerseys looked?
I'm usually, and you're like me. I
love the black jerseys.
I love black jerseys.
My most hated team in the country is Tennessee Volunteers. Okay, I'll say that now. And their black jerseys are phenomenal. But man, those Nebraska ones were bad.
I just didn't like them.
Yeah,
I love the blackout in the stadium.
Yeah,
love
that. The black Nebraska hoodie. I don't know if you saw. I think Matt Rule had it on. It looked awesome. But the jerseys, and I didn't realize it when I first texted you about it, and you were dogging it, and then I realized it was an Adidas jersey, so I knew you weren't gonna like it. But
screw it.
Hey, we might piss off a lot of people tonight. That's all right.
Hey, well, we'll piss them off on TikTok. Well, YouTube's getting a couple of comments in our shorts now. They get mad. All right. Who does Auburn hire? CO. CO, thank you for the comment on TikTok. We talked about that earlier in the show, but just real quick summary. Personally, we think I'm thinking Summerall. I think that's who they go with. And if you just want a more in-depth conversation on that, go to YouTube at CFB_SZN, sub to the channel, and go watch the replay of the show. We talked about it at the very beginning. All right. I was hoping your wife wasn't watching yet still because I just love Caitlin, but I don't want to deal with her when she when she hears this because she's about to do it in the TikTok comments. She's about to text messages.
She just came and put her head out the door and said,
"Oh Lord."
Listening.
North Carolina State 48, Georgia Tech 36. Fraud alert, fraud alert, fraud alert. Austin, is this where we're gonna fight? Because I thought you said before the show we were gonna fight. Is this the one?
North Carolina State's quarterback went 25 for 35, 408 yards with 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome, isn't it?
It is. It is.
That wasn't North Carolina State's quarterback. That was Haynes King.
That was Haynes King.
He
played great.
I don't think this was a fraud game. I think this was a trap game. I think Georgia Tech needed this game. I think the way they fall back in it, the way Haynes King played, I'm not ready to call them fraud yet. I think they just lost on a Saturday.
Yeah, Caitlin, I would rather them lose to North Carolina State than lose to Georgia. That Georgia game may have me act in ways I shouldn't. But yeah, no. In all seriousness, like you said, Haynes King played great, and I thought the offense did its job. Unfortunately, I do think I don't know that I think they're a fraud. All kidding aside, I like to mess with with Austin's wife, Caitlin, and I love messing with Georgia Tech fans. But I think the defense has kind of gotten away with it all year. Yeah, and I think that's just what hurt them. I mean, 592 yards given up, 8.8 yards per play. North Carolina scored on 8 of their 10 drives. And I will say, and I made some jokes at TikTok guy on earlier. I took some shots at Georgia Tech. But North Carolina State does have some talent on offense, particularly the quarterback. I think he's Bailey. And they have some really decent wide receivers. They have a running back. I thought with North Carolina State having Smothers out, that was going to be a problem for North Carolina State. And I felt pretty good about Georgia Tech winning, but damn.
Dude went for 200 yards almost.
Yeah, their backup goes for 200 yards, and so kudos to him. But North Carolina State does have some good talent. I still think Georgia Tech's a pretty decent team. Maybe they're not top 10 like I thought. For the record, all my trolling I did, I've had Georgia Tech highly ranked in our personal rankings. So, yeah, it happens. It's college football. Georgia's day could be coming soon, and it's all good and fun. But big win for North Carolina State. All right, Austin, you had any more thoughts on that one?
No, we pretty much hit it.
Okay.
I'm with you on the defense. I mean, they got to get some things figured out there. I mean, I am not with Caitlin that Georgia Tech is going to beat Georgia in Atlanta this year, but
man, I'm pretty nervous about it.
Man, I would love to see both of y'all being at one loss coming into Atlanta. I mean, Tech has a pretty easy road. They have Pitt, so I mean they got to play Boston College and Pitt before that game. So I do think Atlanta will be fun.
Oh, I do too. And thank you, Georgia Tech fans. You probably not ever hear me say this. I don't know if Austin knows this. Thank y'all for people that say bullying doesn't work. Bullying does work. Thank you for bullying your school and ending the ridiculous Georgia Dome crap. Have you seen that, Austin?
No.
Georgia Tech AD announced on Twitter, I don't have the full quote, so please, if I get it wrong, I apologize. But apparently the fans bullied him enough that they're going to end after this year. Georgia Tech is not going to be back at the Georgia Dome.
It's going to be at Mercedes-Benz. Let's get it right.
At Mercedes-Benz.
Down for 10 years now.
Yeah. It will always be the Georgia Dome. Rest in peace.
I know. So it's going back home.
Going back to home and home.
Wow.
Kudos to Georgia Tech fans. You bullied them. All 5 of y'all did a good job. All right. Anyway,
strength in numbers, baby. Strength in numbers.
I had to get it in. I said in my head, I was like, man, I've been saying too many good things about Georgia Tech. Just kidding. Love you, Yellow Jackets. Game ball. Did you forget?
No. I did for a minute, but go ahead.
All right. I'm gonna give my game ball to a game that happened, I think, Friday night. I think it was Friday night or Thursday night. Owen McCown, UTSA quarterback, 31 for 33, 370 yards, 4 touchdowns. Huge win against Ole Miss. What? Against Tulane, a G5 playoff contender, and you pretty much ended their playoff chances. It is now officially over. UTSA is kind of having a pretty bad year. I mean, they're now 4-4 on the season. Man, yeah, going 31 for 33. I don't care the competition. I don't care the level. That's pretty damn impressive. So that's my game ball.
Yeah. My game ball is gonna go to the Virginia Cavaliers. Man, I thought this was
Keep finding a way.
I thought this was the game that would get them, and they came out and won it. You know how they should. And dude, Wake Forest, Duke, and Virginia Tech is all that stands between them and a 10 or 11-1 season.
Mm-hmm. Pretty special considering what happened on their campus with the shooting and that stuff, that where they had their players that ended up, passing away in unfortunate events. So it's a really good story. It's a cool story. And Tony Elliott's a really likable person, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm with you.
Probably the outside of, and I don't normally pull for Miami. I just thought Miami was going to have a good year this year, but probably the only team in the ACC that I'd be like, I could pull for these guys.
Yeah, I pull for them. All right, my dud. This is going to be a little different. This dud hasn't done anything yet, but it's coming. All the playoff ranking debates that are about to come after this Tuesday. Yeah, y'all are duds, ding dongs, douches, whatever name I can say that doesn't put me in hell. I'm not ready for it. I'm hating it. I am dreading Tuesday. I am dreading Twitter on Tuesday. I am just absolutely dreading it. I'm not ready for it. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. The Joe Klatz complaining, whatever SEC bias going on, the SEC people complaining about Indiana. I don't care. Shut up and let's watch football. There's my dad.
I don't even want to name a dud anymore.
Yeah, let's move on.
I couldn't have said that better myself.
I'm dreading it, man. I'm dreading Tuesday. And I have a show Tuesday, thank God. And maybe that's not good for me because I don't know how many people's going to watch, because they're going to watch that stupid playoff ranking. I don't know why. But they're going to watch it. They're going to watch it. I almost, for a split second, I was thinking, as a content creators, we try to think of ways to get the most viewers. And for a split second, you'll be shocked to hear this, I thought about live streaming while the playoff. Yeah, I know. I thought about it, but then I told myself, I don't care. I'd rather have 2 people watch me on Tuesday's night show than have 1,000 do a stupid playoff ranking. But whatever. Anyway, all right, let's guess that spread. We're not going to do around the scoreboard because I think we've covered pretty much all the good stuff. If we didn't, and maybe if it's an SEC game, we'll talk about it Tuesday. All right, Austin, let's guess the spread before we leave. Oregon, Iowa. Guess that spread.
Where's it at?
Oh, I'm horrible.
All right, doesn't matter. All right, Oregon, Iowa. Let's go Oregon by 7.
It's in Iowa. I forgot. Iowa, yeah.
All right, Oregon by 7.
Wow. All right, you got it. -6. Oregon.
All right, I'll take that.
I really thought I was going to get you on that one. Bama, LSU. Austin, guess that spread.
I'm going to go Bama -7.5.
Bama -11.
Holy smokes. that line gets sub 10 before kickoff.
So?
Yeah.
I mean, LSU's talented.
They're what?
LSU's talented.
I mean, yeah, but I think there's just a lot of questions. You never, and I think you said this on TikTok earlier, you just don't know how they're going to respond with Brian Kelly being fired. It always seems like that teams come out inspired. So that's what worries me. I'm hoping that the atmosphere can get to them a little bit and Bryant Denny. And I don't want this one to be a close one.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, last one, and well, I'll say it after I say it because I don't want to give it away. Texas Tech, BYU. Guess that spread.
Whew. I didn't realize that game was next week.
Unfortunately, at noon, when same time as the Georgia game.
Texas Tech 5.5, -5.5.
Texas Tech -10.
Wow. Is Vegas calling another fraud alert?
I don't want to say it because BYU fans hate me. I've already called them a fraud. Then I had to apologize. Now I put them in the rankings real high. And then if I call them a fraud again, I'm just going to be a back and forth guy.
We explained this on Vegas. I didn't say
Yeah.
Chris calling him fraud. I said it's Vegas.
No, I want to though, because when I seen the line, I was like this. Oh yeah, my day's coming with BYU fans. My day's coming. My day's coming. Because we're gonna pick this game on Thursday. I mean, it's probably the game of the weekend. In terms of the hype.
Do we know where game day is next week?
Texas Tech BYU.
It is. That's where it should be.
Yeah, it should. I think it's gonna be a great game. Well, we'll talk about it Thursday. I don't know if I think it's gonna be a good game. I thought it was before I seen that spread.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, that's really the only one that surprises me.
Yeah, that one. I thought I was gonna get you on that Oregon Iowa one because I was been getting a lot of love here lately.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that game because I think that game's actually gonna be pretty good. I have some concerns about Oregon, but anyway, this ain't the preview show. All right. We hit about an hour. This was a great show. I think we killed it. Had a great show. Everybody, if you could, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, please head to the YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button at CFB_SZN. We did a little bit of rebranding where now we talk ball, but it's under our CFB season account. Which is kind of the umbrella for many other great shows we have, like Coach's Corner, Sweet Tea and SEC, and then us, We Talk Ball. So yeah, a lot of great shows. Yeah, and we go live. Oh, Monday, and I ain't even told Austin this. Monday, I'm gonna wear myself out this week. We're gonna have a show Monday. I am gonna have a special guest interview with Blake Ruffino at AYS Sports, LSU guy, and we were going to talk all things Brian Kelly, the end of the Brian Kelly era, what happened, the dysfunction at LSU, who they go after. So if you're an LSU fan, come check that out Monday. And if you're not an LSU fan and you want to hear about what the heck happened, you hated Brian Kelly, you want to hear all the cool, sweet inside details of his tenure, come check it out. We'll do that Monday.
I'm excited for that.
I am too. I'm very excited. I'm hoping he said he gave me the okay. So and I hadn't posted it anywhere but hopefully it's still good to go. But if it don't, we'll let you know. All right, everybody. Appreciate y'all. I will see you Monday. Austin will be back Thursday with me. Y'all have a great Sunday night. Enjoy your work week. And yeah, peace out.